All right, I'm going to talk about why I make 30-second videos about fruits and vegetables and call them love letters. Um, I grew up in Arizona and Tucson, exactly, in the 70s and 80s. And during that time, we ate way more seasonally, meaning if strawberries were not in season, you couldn't get them in the wintertime unless they were in a can or they were frozen. And especially in Tucson, where distribution was different, agriculture was different. California did agriculture way differently back then. You couldn't get your hands on everything all the time. And usually, when we got our hands on something, it may not taste as good um, as if we lived someplace where there was a lot more fresh fruits and vegetables. And I know this because we used to go to Detroit for the summers, where my parents are from. And one, both my grandparents had pretty huge gardens. So there was the opportunity to taste a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. But also where we went to the store, the farmers markets were a thing in Michigan that didn't really seem to exist in Arizona. And the opportunity to try so many other things were there. Um, so part of it is growing up in a place where fruits and vegetables were a little bit limited and seasonal and didn't taste as good as they did when I moved to places where people really grow them or pay attention to growing them or actually, getting something straight out of the garden. Like tomatoes out of a garden are like a totally different thing than what you can get in the store. Um, and so fast forward to today. I have a couple gripes. I have one gripe that most people, if you do social media, if you do standard television, you will not see a fruit or vegetable depicted most of the time. Like the next time you spend time scrolling or spend some time and not specifically scrolling for like cooking or eating healthy or something like that, just looking at representation. So I grew up in the time of totally fake television, everything from Annie Griffith's show to like Alf comes to mind, or like these manufactured kind of weird sitcom things. But it wasn't uncommon to see someone eat an apple on, or open, have a banana or actually eat meals with real food. Um, it doesn't seem to happen as much outside of, product placement. So one, I don't think we see enough representation of real natural food in our environment. There are very few PR companies that are very much focused on like fresh fruit. Like, don't get me wrong, there are absolutely advocates, like companies that advocate for like the trendy, fruit or vegetable of the moment. But there doesn't seem to be a group of people who are spending a lot of money, time, and energy just being like, yeah, eat something natural, eat something that comes, that's spent some time in the dirt. So that's one reason. Two, I love learning about fruits and vegetables because they are so varied in their approach of dealing with their environment and how they grow and what they taste like and the seeds and how to propagate them. It's fascinating to me because they're so individual, so different. Um, so that's the second thing. The third thing is, I love talking to people about their experiences with these fruits and vegetables. Like, I recently did a date newsletter, and someone like secretly came up to me and was like, I've never had a date. And so she, like, she's in her like 30s or whatever, and she had never had a date before. I'm like, you're totally missing out. Like, dates are great. Like, there's so many things you can do with them. And then, I do get comments from people in the community. I was like, yeah, I totally just planted my cucumbers. And so I was loving seeing and thinking about cucumbers. Um, and so I think it's something that people don't talk about in regular conversation nearly enough because I think nature is, the end all be all, but I also think fruits and vegetables are a great way to learn about nature and the world. And and how things really can work. Um, so yeah, those are the three reasons why my current three reasons. I probably have six more, but I'm trying not to make these videos very long. So that is the reason I make videos. Oh, I guess I didn't really get to the point. So yeah, I write these newsletters that are very detailed about fruits and vegetables. But the little snippets are really just commercials. My hope is in that 30 seconds, you see enough about a fruit or vegetable to make you curious enough to either try it or hungry enough to go get one. And so that is my goal, to make them appealing and rich and celebrate the history and the culture, as well as kind of hopefully entice you to dig into one. So like this week is pomegranate. It isn't my favorite fruit, but it is a fascinating and fun fruit. And it's always fun to watch kids eat pomegranate because either they love it or they don't like it. It's a very texture kind of thing. Um, but it's a fun because it's a finger food, and I think that's always fun. So yeah, I really enjoy something that seems a little strange to do. But I do it anyway at this point, and I really enjoy it. So yeah. That is why I make 30-second videos about fruits and vegetables.